Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to HIMediaTV. I'm your host. I'm from HIMediaTV, and welcome back to High Media Headlines for today, October the 18th, 2025. We got a quick show for you today. Let's get right into it. GZDoom, the fucking platform in which a huge part of Doom modding is built, is has been pronounced basically dead by contributors as the teams involved with it split from the source port after it's the original creator of it added AI generated code. Apparently, the project is now completely bricked and everyone is abandoning ship. Quote, numerous contributors for GZDoom, Doom's most popular source port and the basis for countless mods in several entire games, has split from the project and revealed plans to build their own version after long-running tensions with GZDoom's creator came to a head earlier this week. As reported by TechSpot, the schism within GZDoom's community arose through a thread on the project's GitHub page, beginning with GZDoom contributor the Fennec, real name Marcus Minhost, listing several issues regarding recent updates posted to the project by its creator, Christoph Graf Zal Olkers. Among multiple complaints, Minhurst complained Olkers had pushed untested code and made use of an LLM to write your code for you, which Minhurst pointed out likely violated GitHub's licensing agreement. These grievances arrived on top of other longer-standing complaints from GZDoom contributors regarding other updates of the source port, such as controversial texture filter that blooms Doom's pixels, changes highlighted by Minhurst appear to have come as an unpleasant surprise to GZDoom's contributors, with Oleckers having seemingly taken a backseat to the project over the previous year. From Minhurst. I understand that this is your project and you can do whatever you like. Please, instead of pushing directly, open PRs and wait for a maintainer to acknowledge, and this would set a good example, allowing time for maintainers and other developers to review your work. Oleckers issued a short response to Minhurst's post stating simply that he should feel free to fork the project. For my folks who don't know what forking means, it's basically a thing that you do with these kinds of systems where you basically create a separate code repository from the original using the basis of that code going forward. It's allowing users to make changes independent of the base version. GZDoom itself is a fork of ZDoom, by the way. This seems to be the last straw for the GZDoom community, prompting several more contributors to accuse Oleckers of poor management and not working in the interest of the source port. Quote from a contributor named Kaylin Evans: "What the hell is your problem, Graph? You disappear for a year, come back to send a bunch of work to the curb, use generative AI bullshit to solve an easily searchable problem, and then tell people to kick rocks when they raise a valid concern for it." Fellow community member Boondorl, meanwhile, point out that so much was getting done on GZDoom that we decided to upgrade to a 5.0 version, a move you agreed to because so many amazing features had managed to get in. Days after you decided to come back out of nowhere, the project is now completely bricked and everyone is abandoning ship. Indeed, it seems the community has taken Oleckers' advice to heart, creating a new fork called GZDoom, where they can work without Oleckers acting as de facto head of the project. As a source port, GZDoom's attempt aims to be a straight continuation of the plans made for GZDoom 5.0, which included better netcode and support for ray tracing. Other than rebranding, nothing has changed roadmap-wise, wrote GZDoom contributor Ricardo Luis Valsilva in response to questions regarding GZDoom's plans. No drastic changes will be done. The next release will continue as planned with the netcode update. Cool. At least I know which version of Doom to be going to go get for modding purposes. That being said, this is one of the potential risks you have with open source software. It's still preferable to like everything comparatively. Even so, I think that ultimately what we have here in regards to the unfortunates is I'm happy um I'm happy that like the project is continuing in some capacity. It is super critical like for Um, it is super critical for so many different mods for the video game Doom that, this is just I'm just not gonna say no to that. But I'm hopeful that this is kind of the last hiccup to a degree. Thankfully everything is smooth sailing from here, ideally. And I was worried that the entire project was kaput. Thank God it's not. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this episode of High Media Headlines for today, October the 18th, 2025. We appreciate you, your time, and your listenership. And if you like this show, go listen to the show from yesterday or any of our other shows, all found at himedia.gg/podcast or wherever you get your pods. And if and only if you have the financial wherewithal to do so, please consider subscribing to our Ko-Fi for $3 a month. Doing so gets you awesome and exclusive perks, all serviced through our Discord community, which you should absolutely join regardless at the link down below. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to High Media TV. I have been your host, Evan from High Media TV, and I will see you guys next time.